Hi, Mr. Leggett here. Today we're going to be sprinting into one of my favorite circuits to use. Monostable circuit. Now, that's just a really fancy way of saying one pulse, one output. It works with observers and pistons, and I use it for passive farms all the time. You see, every time the observer updates, the pistons fire. It's pretty easy to use. I learned this a while back, and I've applied it to a lot of farms I've made since. It's probably one of the most compact ways you can have a little passive farm circuit, and I'm going to be showing you how to use it today and how to build it. Alright, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into this build. Now, as you can see here, it's kind of shaped like a little bit of an M. So we're going to be starting off with the diagonal portion, and then I'll build the back of it. So you're just going to want to place 4 blocks in a row, and this works really good for corners. You can use it singularly as well. But you're going to put 2 there, and 2 there, and that's pretty much the basis of the entire thing. Piston goes in the middle of that, and then your piston goes on either side. Now I have one placed upwards over there. I'll place it over here too like that, sideways. You can see you can face them in any direction you want, but I don't know why you would do that for this type of circuit, for using it for a farm at least. Now, observers have to face towards the pistons. That's very important if you're going to use it for a farm, and that's pretty much all of the entire farm. Now we're just going to need a couple of pieces of redstone and a gravity block, and you're done. Put 2 there, and then 1 gravity block there. This is sand. It also works with gravel, works with any type of colored concrete powder, anything that falls, like any block that's a gravity block, which is pretty much all the ones I have in my inventory here. I'll show you how it works with this. I'll show you how it works with the colored concrete. Any color, it doesn't really matter, but we're going to go with green for this because we're going to be using it to grow some bamboo and some sugarcane when I show you how it works. Now, you could extend this out if you'd like, as long as the redstone pulse will go on, and I'll show you there's 2 ways to do it on either side. You could either run the redstone behind the pistons to power it, or you could run it right on top here. It's pretty simple, depending on how compact you want to do it and in what kind of area you're doing it. I'm going to move this piston so I can show you how this works. Pop those 3 down there. Piston, piston, piston. And run it just behind. Now, you could do it either way. Either way works, but this is just so I can show you that it fires just the same, whether you run it directly on top or you run it behind. If you have a block on top of your pistons, you can't run the redstone on top of it, so sometimes you have to run it behind. Sometimes you don't have to. It all depends on where you're fitting this in your build. Now, congratulations. From this point on, you're pretty much done. Now let me just go ahead and show you how to use it. I'll throw these guys into my inventory, and I'll show you how to use it for some bamboo and some sugarcane at first. I'll show you how to use it with twisting vines at the end here. Now, I'm just going to grow those guys up. I'll set my tick speed later so I can show you how to do it. But those will grow, and it will update every single time that these grow. I got to throw some water down here so I can show you how it works with the sugarcane. And we'll do that. Pop, pop, pop. And now when we update this bamboo, all of those are going to fire. Update the sugarcane, all of them are going to fire. Now I'll set my tick speed to 1000 so you can see. Once again, it'll never grow this fast in survival, but just so you can see, it works consistently every time that the updates happen for the observer. Now let me go ahead and reset my tick speed here. And then I'll clean up this clutter, and I'll show you one more thing. You could use it for twisting and weeping vines. There's plenty of other farms out there that are more compact than this for that, but if you're trying to build a squared one or something like that, I usually like to use this circuit for squared builds. This is the entirety of it. This is the whole thing. As long as you cage this off or have some hoppers in front of it, that's the entire thing. You're good to go. It's, like I said, one of my favorite circuits because it makes things super, super simple. Now, before I do the vines, let me just do one more little look around on here so you can get an idea of what you're looking at, if you haven't gotten it already. It should look like this. Now, I'm going to pop this bamboo out of here. Don't break a block. See, I love breaking blocks as much as I like misplacing them. That seems to be a consistent thing for me. Now, we're going to have to get some netherrack if I want to do this. That and some vines. I neglected to put that in my inventory. Let's go with twisting, because we can grow them up from the ground. I don't want to put a block above it right now. And just some regular old netherrack. Pop that in there. Replace those grass blocks. Boop. Alright, should place right on there. Put those 3 in, and then pop those down. I'll bone meal that so you can see. Updates every time, just the same. turn it up to 1000. Consistently works. I hope you learned something today, even if it was just a new fancy name for a circuit, and have a great rest of your day.